Mexico, the strategy for foreign trade and foreign policy is extremely relevant. In terms of Alianza Pacifico had represented for Mexico a new stage in the way we relate to Latin America. When President Peña was elected as president in transition, he made his purpose to visit Latin America first before any other continent, and he visited the three presidents here exactly before becoming a constitutional president in Mexico, because he understood the relevance of Alianza Pacifico for the strategy of Mexico. In this context, after accomplishing our integration with North America 20 years ago, Mexico requires definitely diversifying our trade and economic relations with the world. As it was stated by the three presidents, the developed world is not growing at a high rate. It's emerging economies that are growing faster today in the world. And Mexico needed definitely to integrate in an intelligent way to Asia and Latin America. Alianza Pacifico was the perfect channel to really embrace Latin America and Mexico in this very challenging and ambitious trade agenda. TPP, as you know, Mexico was joined TPP together with Canada. We started negotiations in December. Right after our integration, Japan came into TPP. It is a very ambitious agreement. It is designed to include new areas of trade agreements that are not normally included in trade agreements, like electronic trade, like environment, labor, a very, very high-level charter of intellectual property. And that is making it a very challenging job to finish negotiations. We are going to meet in APEC in the next week to really try to have a view of where we are standing today and how we can approach to a conclusion before the end of the year. But Alianza Pacifico, it is very interesting that in the observer countries, you have New Zealand, you have Australia, you have Canada, you have many countries that are members of TPP. This is telling you that those are parallel agreements that are complementing each other in the long term, because Alianza Pacifico is also designed to join the Americas and Asia. I believe that at the end, there will be conversions of many of these regional agreements, and definitely we hope that the multilateral trading system will start again moving ahead in the meetings in Bali with the World Trade Organization. But I will just point out to the fact that joining resources, we can expand and potentialize our presence in the world. One of the difficult challenges of my Minister of Foreign Affairs that is here with us is how to have Mexico presence around the world. In Africa, we just have 7 embassies. Together with Alianza and with the 3 other countries, we can join in a single roof, 1 embassy representing the 4th interest. So that will be a tremendous potential for us. You start a free trade area, just like Mexico did it 20 years ago with the US. The natural process takes you to the integration of productive processes. Today it was very interesting when I was accompanying President Santos with the business group that is part of the alliance. They were saying inter-regional trade today is just 4% of the total trade Mexico, Peru, Chile, and Colombia are making, which is just giving you an idea of the potential to grow through measures of trade facilitation, like standardization of norms, like make it borders more friendly for trade, custom administration facilitation. So today, even at the WTO, one of the main goals for the Bali meeting in December is exactly trade facilitation, because that is the key to change from free trade zone to productive integration process in a region. In the new strategy to fight organized crime, one of the instruments that has become key in this strategy is intelligence building. And this process of very close communication with the countries of Alianza had really strengthened the information that we share to fight organized crime. Organized crime is a challenge that you cannot face it just domestically. Its own nature is worldwide. And therefore, you really have to share information and really design your policies. Within this context, I believe that one of the elements that President Peña had made his priority is to reduce in Mexico the level of violence that is concentrated mainly in 3 states in the country, and the purpose is to reduce the signs of that violence. But I think that this collaboration is of the most importance to keep fighting organized crime.